Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wakaya Perfection Product Training Call. My name is Blake Graham, and I've had the honor and privilege of working with Wakaya now since about the end of March, first part of April of this year, which means I go all the way back to the pre-launch, and now we're officially launched. Well, folks, this is a great time, an exciting time to be involved with the Wakaya Perfection. And on this product training call tonight, we want to talk about some of the things that are so exciting that are the new products announced with Wakaya. And when we talk about the products, one of the things that I love about the Wakaya way, about Wakaya as a company, Wakaya as a culture, Wakaya as kind of the mission, if you would, we talk about it being all about the people. And when we talk about the products, we also believe that the products work because the products work for people. With the products, too, it's all about the people. And in fact, if you look at our foundation, where we came from, after the amazing success of Fiji Water, our founder, Mr. David Gilmour, was invited to be the concluding speaker at an American Express Luxury Conference. And after 4 days with 400 people, the very last speech, where everybody else was talking about time freedom, and we absolutely believe in time freedom in this industry, Mr. Gilmour pointed out that there's something even more valuable than time freedom when it comes to the greatest luxury in the world, and that's your health. In fact, he said, what's the point of having more time in your life if you don't have your health? And folks, that was the beginning of Wakaya Perfection. And one of the things that Wakaya Perfection does, or in fact, if you want to look at it, the overriding philosophy of what Wakaya Perfection does to help provide a little more health perfection in the lives of people throughout America and eventually throughout the world, is we work on impacting the foundation of health. The foundation of health. You see, there's some things you can do a lot of and get very little results. There's other things you can do a little bit and get huge results. And if you look at the comparison of a foundation of health, when you build your house on a rock, like it talks about in the New Testament with the master teacher teaching us. Build your house upon the rock. When the storms come, the house stands. If you build your house upon the sand, when the storm comes, the house falls. And in our day and age, we have storms in the form of stress, in the form of chemicals in our food, in the form of genetically modified food, pesticides, radiation, and accidents. And with a solid foundation, we can have optimal health, energy, performance, and even recovery. But without it, unfortunately, more and more people are finding they're facing pain, disease, and suffering. And when we look at that foundation, that strong foundation, what it is that we need to do that makes a huge impact on health, the foundation of what we do, there's really three things. There's detox, digestion, and nutrify. Detox, digestion, and nutrify. And I use this analogy. Detox is the ability to pull the nails out of a tire that's had nails puncture it and the tire is flat. Digestion is how we really patch those holes, and then nutrify is how we put the air back in the tire. And you've got to do all three things if the body's going to work at optimal performance. Imagine trying to patch a tire where you only do two of those things. Let's say you pull the nails out, but you don't patch the hole and you fill it with air. Well, the air is not going to hold. And it's the same thing if you pull the nails out and patch the hole, but you don't put the air in. Again, it's not going to work. You've got to do all three things. And if you look at our statistics from the World Health Organization for this year, right now, across the world, there are actually more than 10 million people that die before the age of 70 due to cardiovascular disease and cancer. 156 million children under 5 are stunted, and 42 million children under 5 are overweight. 1.8 billion people across the world drink contaminated water. And in the United States, the World Health Organization talks about 80% of premature heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes could be prevented. Well, how is it that we're going to do that? And there's actually many different approaches we can take. But one of the things we want to focus on tonight is our Bula NutriCap system. See, this is a Wakaya's exclusive worldwide patent Bula bottle that's only marketed by Wakaya Perfection Ambassadors. And it has incredible flavors, and it's a simple and delicious way to detox, hydrate, lose weight, and feel great. In fact, if you look at our filters help reduce the taste and odor of chlorine and other contaminants in the water, including many that other filters won't take out, like pharmaceutical products or personal care products. And we use a special carbon cloth activated with silver that, unlike common carbon block filters, our filter actually kills the bacteria, so the filter stays active and protects you longer. And one of the things that we're excited to announce is the new Bula filter replacement system. You don't have to replace the whole bottle. You can just get a new filter on it. And it includes 8 replaceable filters, and these are designed to be used approximately 60 times per filter. So if you're using it twice a day, that's a 30-day supply per filter. If you use it once a day, that's obviously a 2-month supply. And we love this. It's just a little over $1 a filter, but it's a great way to use your bottle again and again and again. Now, when we talk about drinking your way to better health, one of the things that makes these Bula caps unique is the ability to get the nutrients in the blood within just a few minutes. And we already have had the detox caps, the slim caps, the pro caps, the night caps, the love caps, things that help with daily detoxification and pulling those nails out, the toxins out of our digestive tract, things that can help with our metabolism and blood sugar balances, like in the slim caps, things that help with healthy probiotics for the gut so we get better digestion, like the pro caps, helping you get a good night's sleep. And this can especially be important if you're trying to put your kids to bed and you want kids to bed at night, and you want a natural way to help your kids fall asleep quickly. The night caps are amazing. And then the love caps for the libido enhancer. And I've had many people say that that's actually used for both men and women. Well, folks, we have tonight the addition of 3 new caps that we wanted to talk about that were announced at the launch event. These are in the final stages of production. Some of them have actually already been delivered to Wakaya Perfection, and some of them are actually on their way. They're just finishing up the boxes of them. But the first of those is our mineral cap NutriCap. And the mineral cap is what we have that's going to give more essential trace minerals. And this is important because these essential minerals are part of our Nutrify. It's part of putting back in the body the nutrition that was supposed to be in the food, but it's not in the food anymore. And we don't use any artificial flavoring at all in this. In fact, it's naturally flavored. It tastes fantastic. Just a few small calories, but these are minerals that come from an ancient prehistoric plant deposit that provides pretty close to 100% absorption by the body. They say scientifically they don't want to say 100%, so they say 98%. But if you look at how many minerals are naturally occurring in the body, there's actually, of all of the 92 plus elements, there's about a little over 70 that are naturally occurring in the human blood. And these are the ones you see if you're able to join us on the webinar on the periodic chart that are covered in blue. There's actually over 70 of these, and we don't even know what all of them do. We do know they're naturally occurring in the body, and these all come from a naturally occurring plant deposit, so they're all plant minerals. Now, these minerals are essential for health. In fact, minerals help catalyze enzymes, and if you don't know what enzymes are the parts of the body that help speed up reactions, that help your body have life, sustain life on the inside, where without those enzymes it wouldn't be able to sustain life. And the mineral caps are not only used as the necessary catalyst, because each and every enzyme has a specific mineral that it works with, but the mineral caps also help to replace the lost minerals that that should have been in our food, but they're not because it's not in the soil. If it's not in the soil, minerals don't get into our plants. And the mineral caps help to replace those that unfortunately are no longer in the soil. And these essential minerals, if you look at the essential nutrients of the body, there's actually about 60 of them that we know are absolutely necessary for human health. And if we don't have them, we're not going to perform like we're supposed to. So let me mention one thing more on the minerals. When you sweat out minerals. So that's why this mineral cap is designed for an average adult. It's 2 caps, but you can have a child take just one and they get a half dosage, and that's a great thing about this. And you can mix and match these with the other products, including the 2 that we're going to talk about. But if you're sweating more, if you're exercising more, anytime you have more stress in your life can be a time that you need extra minerals. It can use extra minerals. If you're ever going to the refrigerator to see what looks good, sometimes that's your body actually asking for minerals. So don't be afraid to give it a few extra minerals in your diet with the mineral caps. And we love, again, the combination. Now, the next one is another favorite of mine. And this is a favorite of mine because I had the opportunity to try some of the samples. And I tell you, not only did it taste good, I love the performance of it. And that's our Go Caps, our energy caps, the ones that help us with many things, including energy. if you're ever at work and you get tired in the middle of the day or after lunch or something, that could be a sign you could use a little more help with energy. How about clarity? How many people would like to have better focus? How about more memory? How about being able to do this, whether you're competing in a sport, you're at the office, or you're at home playing with your kids? How many of us could use a little extra help in helping our body function the way the good Lord designed it to be? And to help us with that, we actually have some special trademark ingredients that we've brought together. And there's one that I want to talk about is called Sensoril, and this is one that helps to increase, according to double-blind studies, energy and endurance. It increases mental cognition. It supports blood sugar balance and cardiovascular health. And we all know the need for people with cardiovascular health. It helps with the weight management, and it's proven to be completely safe and effective, and actually has one of the highest safety ratings that the FDA gives out. Now, to this, we've added green tea and guarana, which are both natural energy herbs. They have some naturally occurring caffeine, but they also have with this caffeine something that most of the time you're not going to find in your coffee, you're not going to find in any drink that's a caffeine drink, because most of them just add caffeine. These actually have the catechins, the polyphenols, and the other natural plant compounds to help your body work with the energy creating herbs the best. And we've added yerba mate extract, which helps to stimulate the central nervous system while providing nutrients, including antioxidants, amino acids, the polyphenols that we already mentioned, and some vitamins and minerals. These help to boost the body and mind. But we don't just leave it up to the herbs. We actually put a full daily value of B1, B2, niacin, B5, B6, biotin, folic acid, and B12, and those are all the B vitamins. In fact, some of these are not at what we consider 100% of the RDAs, because the RDAs can be political instead of scientific. They've actually gone the extra mile to see what is it that our body needs. And on some of them, like the B1, the B6, and the B12, they've added extra because we tend to run deficient. Now, there is a little bit of sugar in here, in both sucrose and dextrose, for the long and short chain sugars that help your body get started with the energy, and then all of the vitamins kick in for the short term to the long term to help sustain that. And again, to make all of this, get it in the blood, not only do we have the carriers naturally occurring in the ingredients for our Bula caps, but we also have the Pink Fijian Ginger. That's right, folks. Our Wakaya High Impact Ginger is in there, and it works together with this, which is great when you're taking nutrients and you're hydrating the body to get small amounts of that. And who needs hydration more than athletes? Well, anybody that's working out knows that when you work out effectively, you tend to sweat. And even if you're not working out, but you're hot and you're sweating, you ought to pay attention to some of these nutrients we're going to talk about in these sports caps. See, again, this is one where we've designed it that you can use one cap or two caps, one if you're a child, two if you are an adult, and even three if you want a little extra help. But not only are they natural flavors in here, they are special ingredients that are designed to do four things. And when we talk about these four things, again, these are ones with certified health claims, folks. It's not just anecdotal evidence. It's not just things that we can tell you about that are in medical journals, but these are actually certified health claims. Are actually ones recognized by the FDA. And the ingredients in the sports caps provide, listen to this, improved endurance. If you're playing a sport, wouldn't you like to be able to endure a little better? And would you like to have reduced fatigue? Would you like to be able to recover faster? Would you like to be able to exercise longer or perform better longer? And if the answer is yes to any of those, that's exactly what these are not only designed for, but actually clinically proven and FDA recognized with some of our unique ingredients in here, one of which is oligonol, another one is sustamine, and these two are clinically proven to improve warm-up time and blood circulation. Would you like to get up to the speed quicker? It's like having a quicker out-of-the-gate experience. And it does this partially by enhancing how quickly our muscles and tissues can absorb oxygen and nutrition. But one of the things that really makes this unique is that not only do we increase oxygen uptake, we actually have the ability with these nutrients to decrease the damage that the oxygen does. Everybody's heard of oxidation. We can increase the oxygen and protect the muscles from oxidative stress, which does two things. Improves the energy supply and endurance, but it also reduces post-exercise fatigue, as well as aiding in muscle rehydration and recovery. And if you look at this patent technology, what they've done is something called oligomerization, which you might not understand what that is, but let me explain it this way. Let's say you have a big molecule that is hard for the body to absorb. Well, they've taken these molecules and cut them down into smaller blocks. And they have one that's 1 unit long, 2 units long, that are 3 units long, and by having them in these smaller blocks, you get better absorption. In fact, when they do the test and they see how long does it stay in the blood, well, very quickly you get 3 times the concentration in the blood with these nutrients because of the way they're formulated. But over time, we're talking, through half a day, quarter of a day, a third of a day, over time, even after many, many hours, these things remain in the blood where most other nutrients are now gone. In fact, if you look at the 4-hour mark, the 6-hour mark, you are probably closer to 7, 8 times what it would be, what you would see with other nutrients. Even though some that have maybe a similar origin, they're just not made the same way. We can get higher concentrations, and we can help you last longer. And here's what this means. And then we talked about this for the people working out, but also for those that are sweating. According to a double-blind study in 2013 in the Journal of Medicinal Food, this is one where they actually took our ingredients and gave them to people and then had them take a hot bath. And what they found is when they had our ingredients, their body temperature wasn't affected as much by the heat around it. In fact, they kept a lower temperature even after being in the hot tub than the people on the placebo. What this does is it means that our tissue isn't going to get as hot as fast, and it recovers faster. Now think of this. In society, whenever we use something that creates energy. Now, our bodies are one example. Your cars can be another example. Your computer can be another example. Anything that's using energy will create heat. And so we have a coolant in our bodies. We have a coolant in our car to cool the engine down. We also have a coolant in the computers or a fan to keep the computers from overheating, right, to keep a projector from overheating. And all of these things, because we have them, we don't want the tissues to get too hot, because that's when damage is created. And folks, if we can do that in the body, do you understand now, whether it's you're in the hot Arizona sun or you're out on vacation in the Caribbean on the Wakaya Perfection cruise, whether you're working out, wherever it is, if you want to keep your body temperature lower, this is a fantastic product for you. And it helps, again, with recovery. Now, to these, we believe in giving the body the nutrients it needs for peak performance. And there's some nutrients that are especially important, and we've added extra of those into these, one of which is selenium. Now, you may not know it, but selenium is the primary nutrient or the primary mineral that there's an enzyme system called the glutathione in the body, and it's the job of the glutathione to take things that have been damaged from oxidation, things that have gone rusty, and reverse that damage. It's called redox or sometimes a reducer, but it's the exact opposite of oxidation. And this selenium has been added in there. And what we find is when you have higher levels of selenium and more active glutathione levels, your muscles don't build up the lactic acid buildup that leads to sore muscles as quickly. You can actually get faster recovery. And to that, we've got extra copper in there. Now, copper is not only good for the elasticity of the skin, whether it's your face, your arms, other places in your body, but copper also assists in the absorption and metabolism of oxygen. We get more oxygen in with the copper. And of course, we've added the pink Fijian ginger to help with sore muscles, to help with that metabolic boost, as well as our organic Fijian turmeric, our high-impact dynamic duo that have been known to help reduce inflammation. Again, another great thing when you're after peak performance. Now, to those, we've also added an amino acid, L-citrulline, that helps to reduce fatigue and improve aerobic and anaerobic endurance. So if you want better endurance, the Sports Cap is a fantastic product. We've added extra vitamin B12 because you burn those up when you exercise, and the trace minerals that you sweat out. So you can take these, and there's again a little bit of the sucrose and dextrose, so you have just trace amounts of naturally occurring sugars that they're in the blood will help with your energy recovery, but we've added the nutrients to help your body not just use the calories that are in the Bula caps, but actually reach out into the body and help the body have better metabolism to sustain long-term and short-term energy. And these are just amazing things to help with peak performance. Now, our products are designed in the Bula cap system that you can use them and customize them. You can take 1 cap or 2 caps or even 3 caps, even different kinds of caps, and put them together. You could put in a mineral cap, a sports cap, and an energy cap all together. And I'm one that you may have heard me using it even tonight as we're doing this presentation. To that, I like to sometimes add a drop of essential oils. Tonight I've got a drop of the tea tree, just because I've got a presentation even after this one, where we're going to talk about the shortcut to better health. And that's those foundational principles we already talked about detox, digestion, and nutrifying the body, those essential nutrients in there. But I've added that to it, and it just helps me get kind of an internal diffuser there. And so there are some of those that some people will add, and we can talk about more of that on another call. Now, I do want to mention something, and this is a note on regulations. We have a lot of nutrients that when you look them at the medical journals, do have an amazing amount of research that talks about our nutrients with diseases. But please do not link our products or the company with the disease. Again, we're going to use the support word for tissues and systems. For example, we do detox support, digestion support, immune system support, right? And this is important because we're going to follow regulations and understand that your cells don't need to know the name of a disease in order to heal. Your cells just need to get the right nutrients, and they'll do their best at recovery. So as we talked about this, we mentioned selenium, we mentioned copper a little bit. We talked about helping to help the body deal with stress and having extra minerals. And if you think of someone or have thought of somebody, as we've done this presentation, that could benefit from these amazing products, that's something that we want you to remember, because that's what we're all about. That's why we work together in network marketing as a team with Wakaya, why we believe it's all about the people. Because most of us on this call today did not hear about Wakaya Perfection from Mr. Gilmour himself. We heard about it from a friend, from someone else. And there are people out there that need our products like never before. We haven't even really spent any time on the digestion and detox power of our amazing ginger and the turmeric and the clay that has the highest absorption rate of any clay out there, the ginger and turmeric that are the highest. In fact, they're not just the gold standard, I'd say the platinum or double platinum standard for what makes a good herbs because of the way they're grown. And remember, it's all about results. Well, folks, I want to thank you for your time in being on this webinar here tonight, being on this conference call here tonight to learn about these products. And let me mention here at the end in closing, these 3 products right now, there's a special sale on them. You want to get a hold of them this month if you can, and they may extend this into next month, but don't wait for next month. Get a hold of them now. They're taking pre-orders as they're getting them in. But if you get one of the mineral caps, if you get one of the Go caps, if you get one of the sports caps, one of each of the 3 of those, the company's not just going to send you 3. They're going to send you 4. They're going to also throw in one of the nightcaps that you can try, and a new Bula bottle too. So you're going to get 2 things for free for the same price of 3. Buy 3, get 2 free. I think it's a great promotion, and you want to take advantage of it here this month, folks, and start sharing that with other people, because now's a great time to get a little more out of your body by giving your body what it needs. If there's anybody out there that could use greater energy, if there is anybody out there that wants to keep a little bit cooler when they work out, if there's anybody out there that wants quicker recovery, or people out there that just want to give their body the minerals it needs so the enzymes can work like they'd like to, that you're not getting those cravings even when you're physically full, folks, that's exactly why we've come up with these products, and we want to help have a high impact, a huge impact at bettering the health of you and the people that you care about. I want to again thank you personally for being on this call with us and for all that you do to help make a difference in the world. It's the Wakaya way. Thank you, everyone, and Vinaka.